What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod SCUM. I am your host, Bastard of Ceremonies, Reckless Rexx Ruger. That, if you couldn't tell by the ginormous teeth, is the Freddie Mercury puppet. We are back. This, of course, is where the cool kids come to chop it up with your boy, Rexx Ruger, a.k.a. That's right, Diamond David Lee Roth Jr. Search your feelings. You know it. I know it. The world is soon going to know it. But while I'm waiting for my guest to get in here, and of course I don't edit anything, so you just saw me sneaking a peek at my chat with my guest. Life is being, excuse me, recorded here for posterity's sake. I'm a big believer in posterity, so you see it all. Unfiltered, raw, no slick tricks here, man. No editing, nothing. I cannot be bothered with it, will not be bothered with it. That being said, another great episode of Pod SCUM, man. Almost about to ring in the new year here. At the time of this recording, it is Sunday, December 29th, just days away from 2025. Out with the old, in with the new. But the show goes on. We will keep bringing you amazing interviews, amazing content, and been another great and successful year for the podcast. We've grown leaps and bounds, both with views and subscribers. So to that, a big salute and a thank you to my audience, as well as my guests who obviously make this possible. But enough about that. While I'm waiting, let's get into some of the obligatory promotional bullshit. Excuse me. You got to do it. Just like I had to do that burp. Can't hold it in. Got to get it out there. So let's start with Facebook. Make sure to like and follow Pod SCUM on Facebook. That's where you'll get updates on newly released episodes and who will be on said episodes other than yours truly. Also, make sure if you're on this channel to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay tapped in. That is the second, well, I'd say it's probably the first most important place you got to be. Facebook. You're not going to get much on there except the links that are going to ultimately bring you to this channel. This is where you need to be. And if you like what you see, again, like and certainly subscribe for just amazing content. I also encourage people to peruse the back catalog, if you will. Amazing episodes. I believe at the time of this recording, we are up 261 odd episodes, and also on the channel 160 episodes of Off the Couch Boxing. So if you're a fan of pugilism, a fan of the knuckle game, there are 160 episodes, a treasure trove of amazing interviews with people associated with the fight game. Current fighters, young up-and-coming fighters, ex-fighters, trainers, referees, ancillary people. That, of course, is co-hosted by yours truly, as well as my son, aka Frankie the Flamethrower. So again, if you're a fan of the sport of boxing, you will find a lot there to sink your teeth into. I can guarantee you that. And of course, I got the little podcast here called Pod SCUM, where you will get your share of people from the arts and or entertainment industry. So with that being said, let me also remind people that I have been assured by my fleet of attorneys that DNA testing will conclusively prove here in 2025, this 2-year battle will finally culminate in actual proof that you are looking at Diamond David Lee Roth Jr. I know there are naysayers, there are skeptics out there who said it won't happen, but it is going to happen. And I'm guaranteeing it. I am guaranteeing it that finally, once and for all, we will prove that you are looking at the son of glam, the front man for the band, adored by millions of fans, the peanut butter to your jam. Wham, bam, thank you, man. Mr. Wop, bop, blue, bop, wop, bam, bam, shazam, hot damn. Feeling good. And of course, most importantly, oh yeah, looking good. And just in time for my guest to get in here. So glad I gave myself a look and stopped to admire the view. It was well worth it. Now let's get down to it and sink our teeth in and chop it up with the man. This is why we all came, folks. Never mind my bull. Do we got him? Or hey.
Saludos.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Lost your camera there for a minute.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
my people don't stop leaving me messages. I get death threats all day long. You know.
Don't I know? Jesus Christ, who is threatening you?
I don't know. I didn't finish somebody's gardening, you know. So I'm like, yo, you didn't finish the grass, motherfucker. You better.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. People won't let you off very easy in today's world, will they?
Yeah, no. I work a lot. I
Yeah.
tend to miss out on a lot lately.
Yeah.
Which is cool because I've been going to shows since the mid '80s, and I know I miss out on a lot of shows these days. And I would love to go and show support, but sometimes I just
hard.
can't.
Sure.
Make, you know,
real life, yeah, real life gets in the way, and of course, Akani, Marauder. You know, we'll get updates on all that stuff, man. But I usually like to start at the beginning. So for you, Jorge, well, was there a specific album or an artist or a song that really kind of lit the fire for you to do music?
Weird. Not weird. I'm sorry. Well, you know, I didn't get into heavy metal until I went to Puerto Rico as a kid. I was a break dancer.
Okay. Okay.
Break dance and all that shit. And I did in the early '80s. And I went to Puerto Rico, and I used to break dance, and these guys would throw stuff at me, and they were metalheads. So I ended up going to school.
So I take it they weren't throwing money.
No, little rocks and bullshit. So we get into little fights with them, and you know, we're in the same classroom, and we start talking, and I go over to their house, and next thing you know, they put on. I'm gonna say the first thing. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if it was Sabbath.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
But it was heavy though.
It was man. I remember listening to 4 or 5 bands that time. Merciful Fate was one of them.
Sure.
I put on the "Don't Break the Oath" intro, and I was in my house in Puerto Rico by myself, and I ran out the house. The intro spooked me out a little bit. Like, yo, hold on.
Yeah. I think it spooked out a lot. I think Merciful Fate has spooked out a lot of people over the years.
So, but it was like Merciful Fate, Sabbath, Iron Maiden, and I think the Live Wire Motley Crue. That was my introduction to metal.
Yeah.
Until I came back here, and then it changed. You know.
And another thing before we segue back into music, as people may or may not know on this channel, I also did, outside of the music podcast that you're on right now, I co-hosted with my son 160 episodes of a boxing podcast. You're a big boxing guy, right?
Yeah. I was just watching. I'm trying to find out what happened between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, because that fight got canceled, and I'm like, oh wow. I was looking for that to happen, but you know.
Wait, so that's not so that's not happening in March now?
No. I don't know. I mean, I love Tank Davis. He's great, and he's a natural. I mean, he's gifted. I mean, he's the type of dude. If he hits you with anything, he can hit you with a shoulder and he'll knock you out. But Lamont Roach is good. The only thing, he's got like 22 wins, but he's only got 10 knockouts. So his power is 50-50.
He might not have the power. He might not have the power to keep Tank off of him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at his fights, and he's pretty tough. It gives people body punches, and they go down. Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pinpoint the punch, if you pinpoint it right, if you got great accuracy and your punches, you don't need that much power.
Right.
You know, you could just and preserve your power. But I don't know. I mean, it would have been an interesting fight, but I still want to see Shakur Stevenson in the ring. People say he's boring. I think he's a master of distance. I love his style. I mean, every fighter goes and fights his own different way. You can't expect fighters to fight always one way. And everybody has their own unique style, and I love that about him. I think he just, no matter what you throw, it's gonna miss, and he's gonna counter.
Well, it's always been a confusing thing too, because in those 160 episodes, we talked to so many great fighters, young up and coming guys, legends of the sport, and there is kind of a fine line there. It's like the fans want to tune in and see action, and they want to see every fight be like a Gaddy Ward style fight, but then you see these guys after the fact and they retire, and they don't retire like with their faculties. I mean, at the end of the day, boxing is about the art of hitting and not getting hit. you know?
There's very few people that are around like Sugar Ray Leonard. Fights
Right.
and he looks like he never aged, and he sounds like he didn't really take any punches.
Right.
I mean, you hear a little bit there, but but I mean, it could be worse. It could be Tavern. You know, Tavern, that kid. He's all fucked up.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. It's a brutal sport. It's a brutal sport.
Yeah, it's a brutal sport, man. But I mean, my hat goes out to anybody who's willing to put their life on the line for people, because and at the end of the day, like you were talking about, you just saying like how people. There's two types of people watching the fights. There's people who love the entertainment, and there's people who love the sport.
Right.
I love the sport, so I can figure out when a guy is running or when he's just luring somebody into something big.
Right.
If you're like a fucking Mongol in there and you're just headhunting, they're gonna set you up. He's gonna retract, make you think that he's afraid of something, and then boop, there goes that uppercut or the overhand.
Yeah. So obviously, I have you on here, and people certainly want to, updates, of course, on what you're also doing musically, man. So talk to me like a little bit about what's going on. It's been the last Akani album was 2017, if I'm not mistaken, right? And been a long time since a new Marauder album.
Yeah, I mean, we've had issues with the label from very long back. Me, I just felt like the more I produce, the more they're gonna keep.
Yeah.
And and then situations in between, people, there's 5 people in the band, 5 different lifestyles, and 5 stories and procrastinations and etc. It's good and bad, so things like that in the past has taken a lot of toll. I mean, I've struggled to keep the band together. It's hard without a label.
Very.
Especially when at this age, and you don't have any real support. You're trying to do everything yourself. I just kind of concentrate on playing. And I'm not playing that much. We're at our exit. We got a few years left, maybe.
Yeah.
Unless my son wants to sing, because he sings in his band. He's got a great voice.
Okay.
But he's not interested, I don't think. I mean, he likes the music, and when we play, he jumps in and sings songs. But I'm like, you complaining that you need money and you haven't found a job, man. I'll pay you to play.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
that's
not such a bad gig. Yeah.
But I mean, he's a good kid. I mean, I gotta. He's my son, but he's also his own person, and I gotta walk his own path. I'm not there to help him, especially in this music. I mean, he doesn't really need help. If he's got talent and he's got something, and he just wants to go out and have fun, he'll be successful in this underground scene, because it's really what your intentions are. If you just want to go out and have some fun and keep, just don't. I mean, you got to take your band seriously, but some people take it too seriously and expect too much. This is bro. I mean, unless you're gonna build this fan base, which a lot of people do, then make this switch, make this dramatic crossover switch where you lose, like 80% of them, but you gain 100% of a whole new different crowd. You could do that.
Right.
Then your intentions are different,
Yeah. It's a very difficult industry right now, and you make up a good point. I mean, like the business side of it can be dirty, a lot like boxing. I mean, it's almost like those two worlds are very similar. I mean, it seems like years ago the labels really made and pocketed a lot of money, at the expense of the artists, and now it still seems like now that streaming is a big thing, the artists are still damned if they do, damned if they don't. There's no money there.
Yeah. What comes out of the underground? Mainstream it, someone's always, because it takes money to make money. So all it takes is something to do with a lot of money, but take your idea and be like, you don't have the funds it means to launch this.
Right.
I can't. And that's what happens, so the intent changes. A lot of people have this passion for something they want to do, but here comes Joe Schmo with the money, and he does it, and his intent's different. He's just thinking about
right.
Which it's a 50-50 situation because we need people like that because shit happens with people like that. You know, they make things happen. They love money to the point that they make things happen. But like I said, it's 50-50. You know.
I think it's working itself out, but you got some glitching there, like where you're freezing a little bit. Your picture there. I think you're okay now.
Yeah, I'm by the ocean. I live by the water, so I'm on the beach.
Yeah.
So and it's been raining here, so
it
had a
happens.
couple blackouts today.
Yeah. And so, and so, what about with Akani?
It's rough. It's a long distance relationship. You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a dude with a girlfriend. You know.
Right.
You know. But they're my brothers. Things happen. A couple of dudes had health issues and you know stuff like that. And me myself, I kind of lost. Nothing to do with them. Nothing personal with the band.
Right.
I got sick of the music scene a little bit, you know, and I want to do something different, like just be a normal guy and have a job and stay home for once.
Yeah.
And spend some time with my family when I'm touring and I'm missing a lot of, you know, they're big now. They don't want to be around me. Like,
I believe me. I understand. I feel your pain. I've got 3 grown ones myself. I know.
So, you know, they don't want to hang with me, bro. But it is what it is. I mean, shit, I forgot, man. I'm sorry.
Right, you sound kind of disenfranchised with it, though. Like, you know, how long is this feeling going on? How long has this feeling been going on?
A lot of revolving door with musicians, and I mean, and I can't deal with it, man. There's a lot of weirdos out there, bro. Like, we just recently let a guy join the band. Now, the guy's not a bad dude per se. Everybody has issues. He has his own issues. A little bit of a full of shit dude, but I learned it throughout the time. But it had really nothing to do with that. Just his playing. I mean, good guitar player, but they mistake over and over. A lot of the rhythm, the songs were sounding a little more stiff and not so. And so I went and set up a band practice with a different dude. It's my band. This guy joined my band from default because a friend of mine was like, "Yo, this guy Rob here, he's not doing nothing. He plays guitar." I'm like, "I don't know him like that." So anyway, I just took a chance, let him in because I was just too lazy to go on the internet and look for anybody or just call people up. I was just you know, whatever.
And this is in Marauder, correct?
Yeah, this is from Marauder. And my guitar player talked to me. He goes, like, we're rehearsing with somebody else tonight. I was like, I don't mean to tell him because we weren't trying to get rid of him. I was just looking at my options because things seemed like they weren't working out.
Right.
Like, I'm going to have to, you know, so I'm not going to just jump and grab the first person. Let me try people here and there, see what's available. So if this ever, you know, if I decided, because it's my band, I got to do what's best for the band. It's business.
Right. Sure.
He found out and he fucking called me up and left me a message like he was a girl that I was messing. I just decided to know.
Yeah.
Right? And the way he talked to me was like, how dare you talk to me like that? First of all you ever did was roadie for a band. Never left the fucking country. Even that band never took him out of the country.
Yeah.
And they go all around the world. And I took you around the world, you know, here, there. You did shit. You got in the band by default. Just be thankful, bro. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You weren't even supposed to be here. But now you called. I didn't like it, so I just basically said, you know, we'll see each other. You're going to keep that energy. You know, I mean, there's nothing else I could say. This motherfucker watched us get jumped in L.A., watched my guitar player get jumped in L.A., but there was 5 or 6 people on him. He walks out the club and walks up to me to tell me, oh, you know, this guy's getting jumped. And I'm looking at him like, then why are you here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
seems like you should be helping.
Well, you know, I mean, I listen to a lot of people bark, and it's fine. I'll listen to people bark all day about stuff, and you never know. I mean, he's stressing about stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. I just found out that he's kind of that complains about shit, him, and he goes and does it to somebody else on a bigger scale. So I'm like, yo, don't be full of shit. Plus, I'm glad. I mean, the other day, I did a little comment on the internet. I never mentioned his name, but he knew it was about him, and I get the truth hurts. And he goes, you motherfucker, I'm gonna go to your fucking house. Send me the code, because it's like the code to get in the gate, but we don't have it no more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't need one. And that was the end of that conversation.
Door's
like,
wide open.
I'll go to your house. I'm like, motherfucker, I go to your job. He was like, okay, because he thinks he's got friends there. So I'm gonna go. What am I gonna go to his job now and start a big beef? He's gonna get fired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him, well, like he had two options: my house, his house. But he said, nah, my job. I'm like, okay. Like, you know, but whatever, man.
It's such a pain in the ass. You make a good point. It really is like being in a band is like being in a relationship, a long-term relationship. You know what I mean? And
I had nothing personal against him, bro. All the other stuff. It's really just, it all came down to was his playing, bro. And I got tired of settling for things, you know. And at the end of the day, he don't understand that by me settling for something that's not working out, how much damage he was doing to me mentally. I'm like, I'm sitting like, once again, I just settled for some shit that I didn't want. I could just go and get what I want, you know?
Yeah.
So I did that. He fucking threatened me. Like, that's why I shaved my head, because I had to change my appearance. I'm afraid that he might catch me out there, recognize me.
Now you're in disguise.
Yeah, in disguise. I went from my Jesus look to skinhead.
And then what about touring? What about touring? Because I talked to so many musicians on here, and touring is such a big part of it, man. Did touring get old too?
It's rough.
You know, you made some points about you made some points about like having to miss stuff and not be at home.
Well, because you know, my band members are spread around. That's another thing that's been really bugging me. So I don't get to rehearse. I don't get to stay in shape. I get to run and I get to do stuff. I keep my body in shape, but I don't train my lungs, man. And and by singing, it's the more I'm singing. So we do get together, we rehearse.
Oh, and there we go, folks. There are those beautiful technical difficulties that we have. Jorge just removed himself, which I believe would probably be an error on his behalf, where he probably just hit the wrong button, which does happen, though. I will tell him to come right back on in again, man. And he's back.
Yeah, I think the government shut us down. The government, bro. Like
the government must not have liked what we were talking about. But you were talking about touring, though, because you know that does come up with a lot of people I talk to on here, because it is kind of an existence that really isn't all that normal. You're living out of a suitcase. You are away from home for like weeks or months at a time.
It's better if you have a tour bus and you got little minions doing stuff, you know. And
I
always wanted that. I always wanted like a crew. If I could tell you, shot my shoes, motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
Nah, I would never do shit like that, bro. You know, I'm just the opposite. I'm over here helping the crew do shit. Like, yo, you should be in the bus, relaxing. Like, nah, I'm bored, you know. Like, but you know, because I didn't practice enough, and I felt myself not being consistent. Like, I would never really lose my voice on tour. I would get hoarse if I didn't rehearse and stuff. But I was playing and touring so much and practicing so much that I would, even if I didn't practice, I was still playing a lot, that I kept my core good. Right. And now I went to Japan. I did like 7-8 shows, and I lost my voice about the 4th show, and then everybody came back, because I lose it. I go a little hoarse one day, and the next day, and it comes back even better. Yeah. You know, but because of my age and not being able to rehearse at home, and things are catching up. So I kind of need to do my part, maybe change my diet, try to make myself a little younger, make myself a little lighter. Yeah. Preserve myself a little better. Sure. I am 55. I'm going to be 56. Yeah. And, but I need to rehearse as well. It comes back fast. It's more muscle memory, you know. But I need band members here in New York, you know.
Yeah, so you think you can get together with? Yeah,
bro. My bass player's from fucking Tennessee, lives in Alabama. I have a guitar player that's in Albany, New York. My other guitar players in Massachusetts, and my drummer's right here in Staten Island, but it's 20 minutes away. But
yeah, but
I can't do nothing with drums, you know.
that's difficult. I know that is difficult, and it seems like that has become a common story with guys I talk to from bands on here, though. That a lot of it is done like remotely, even creating albums and stuff. You know, people are you know, emailing each other tracks or riffs or whatever. You know what I mean? Like and it seems like that. You know, that's kind of an old way of thinking. Like you know, as nice as it sounds, like bands getting together and actually playing in the same room. I mean, that was really originally how it was designed to be, right?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the internet thing is cool. You make you know, I mean, you try to you take lemons and you make lemonade. So if you have this distance thing, and you really, there's people out there who make great connections with other musicians, and they would love to work. And that's the great thing about tech, that we can have a relationship with people across seas and stuff,
right?
And get stuff done, and we send files and tracks, and even play together live through a recorder, whatever. Tech is, it's cool, but I don't think it's a full 100% chemistry.
Right.
Like, you lose a little bit of that.
You do. Yeah.
Like, you know, when you got somebody come in for the first time, you're trying them out, you already know when they're playing there with you. You already know within the first 2 or 3 minutes, like,
yeah, you feel it.
He ain't gonna cut it, you know. Or he's great, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this guy might be on. Let's do a little more, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, the times are different.
Yeah.
The generation's different. The methods are different. So the intent, the love is still there, but the intent is different.
Right.
You know, some people want to send the message because they want to get out there. People just want views, and I understand they want to get famous and popular. But a lot of great bands that I love never wanted to become famous. They just were bands, you know, and and things fell, you know, the way they fell, you know, and I mean, and I listen to a lot of different music, bro. Like, I mean, I listen from like salsa music, you know, country music. I love a lot of bluegrass, you know.
Yeah.
But I like this is one band that I love them a lot. There's a couple of cool stuff. I like these girls called the Be Good Tanyas.
Okay.
They're pretty dope. This band called the Deep South.
Okay.
They're fucking hilarious. They're great. And I think they're called Builders and Butchers.
Okay.
Check them out. They're fucking really good, man. I think it's bringing home the rain.
And then what about hardcore though? I mean, you know, obviously that's been such a big part of your life though, man. Do you still really follow that scene a lot?
I try to. It's just it's gotten big, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking bands, bro.
Yeah.
And it went all around the world, bro. And I don't think I have enough time in the day, you know, to find out what's going on new. So I just go back to the old shit because I know what to look for, you know.
I kind of do too. I'm kind of that same way when I listen to music too. I kind of fall back on my old comfortable standards, though. But there are still some of the, you know,
there's a lot of great bands, but hardcore. I mean, and it's weird coming from B because we never were intended to be a hardcore band. We were just a band that came out of the hardcore scene, members of the metal and hardcore scene. We were just the intent was to just be what it is, some type of form of metal.
Yeah.
But they did a lot of shows in hardcore scene. So we got labeled as a hardcore band, which I think was an honor, because I really appreciate it and honor us, because those are our roots. But I also have metal roots.
Right.
I got into metal before hardcore.
Right.
You know? And so it's a 50-50, and I think it kind of cursed us a little bit because we should have been doing less hardcore shows and more metal shows. We have such a big, huge metal fan base in Europe, especially that. Bro, I did I'm gonna say the Eindhoven metal meeting, 2000. Sure, it's 14, 15. I'm not. Maybe less than that. and I'm going up steps, and some kids are coming down, and it's packed. The place is packed. But I noticed this one kid, and he's straight up black metal kid. He's a skinny European kid, blonde hair, completely dead, all in black. He's he's one of those. He like he listens to fucking Behemoth, bullshit like that, you know. And he's looking, and we're making eye contact. He's looking right at me as he passes by me. He yells out to me, and out of all the fucking songs we have, guess what song he screams out to me?
What?
Gangsta. He's like, gangsta. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, I thought you were like the Downfall of Christ or the Masters, you know, like you know, the eerie shit, but gangsta, all right, that's cool, you know, like.
And so why do you think it is that you guys didn't end up on more bills with metal bands? Like, was it more like a label thing, or like, you know, kind of how you guys were promoted?
The label, Century Media promoted as well, and they got us out there, and I appreciate that. But they didn't have their fingers in our ass. They had their fucking they had it up into the elbow. They were like, bro, we signed the worst contract. We had this dude, Drew Stone, who should have been our manager, not theirs. He should have been like, don't sign that, you know?
Yeah.
It was a 10-year contract, a basic contract. They took 50% of everything. I don't remember seeing any real money. Yeah. And then we got the scumbags in my band, like the drummer Vinny, who has issues, really bad issues. Reason why I quit the band and I did started El Nino, because I'm not gonna be around people who into stuff like that. Go to jail and shit like that, you know? Yep. So, and I don't even want to mention it, bro, because it's disgusting.
You're right.
So, fuck, he threw me off. What was I saying about
well, you're talking about like the way the band was promoted and why you didn't get on more metal.
Yeah, well, they were fucking us. They promoted us well. We did a lot, but after that, I kind of just like I went my separate ways with them, and I never wanted to deal with another label, and I think that kind of hurt the band because we needed help. Yeah, and I didn't want to trust any label. I'm sure there's labels out there who are good dudes, good intent, who probably give us a decent deal. Yeah, but I would have to rebuild myself mentally to look at this music the way I used to look at it before. Yeah. So
you almost sound a little bit jaded in a way.
I am, bro. Yeah. And I do admit that. I have been jaded. But I'm a very simple person, bro. I like simple life. I'm from the streets of Brooklyn. I'm from the hood. I'm from like the shit. Yeah. You know? And which now I can't even live on that block no more. It's been gentrified, man. It's woo the
yeah. A lot of changes in the world. I know.
I don't make enough to live in the ghetto no more. I had to go to an even worse place, you know, like Coney Island. Yeah. I'm in a private community. I'm cool. There's a lot of beautiful homes here. I don't know if you can see. That's a really nice house.
Gorgeous. Yeah. A great area. Yeah.
So I mean the beach is right back there. That's the only problem. So when the storms come, we flood. Yeah. We flood bad. Sandy hit me bad here. So but I don't know, bro. I just been fucking around, partying, fighting, and hopefully I didn't make babies out there. I didn't do the Jimi Hendrix and have like a whole breed of little half Puerto Ricans stealing hubcaps in some other country. Yeah. But I don't know. I had too much fun. I think I outfund myself, and to the point that I'm comfortable with my family, and I'm appreciative. You know, so
realistically, are you saying that you know that you will no longer be involved in music, or is it a never say never type deal, or you know, where
I said I was gonna quit before. People always pull me back in, and I'm not angry at those people. I appreciate them, and bro, I came from shit. I've never in my life ever thought I would listen to metal, I would be in a band, and that I would go see and have friends and go around the country several times. You know, like I never thought that. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm a Puerto Rican kid.
Yeah.
I kind of had this little hood mentality, and I thought differently than I did until I found hardcore.
Sure.
I mean, I had white friends, but they were usually Latinos who are white, light skinned.
Yeah.
We didn't really know much about white people. We thought they were like, oh, and then until I got into hardcore and I met other Puerto Ricans who were into punk and hardcore. I'm like, what? This is for everybody?
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, to this day, it was a blessing in my life. I don't want to say that it was a downfall in my life, because it wasn't. It changed me for the best. It got me out of my block. And just the other day, I had a phone conversation with two brothers. It's four of them. One of them passed. Two twins who were really, really wild. They did a lot of jail time. And we were on the phone talking about our youth. And one of them says, you know, Jorge, when you started getting into music and you started leaving the neighborhood and not being around so much, because that's when shit started really going bad. Like between friends. Like we all hung out together. So the group that we had of friends divided into groups. And
you were kind of the glue. Yeah.
And people were trying to kill each other. I mean, I'm going to the hospital visiting people like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But you guys were boys. Not anymore. Things changed. Drug business and money. And that block was crazy.
There's a lot on the streets too. And there's a lot on the streets, man, that can interfere in those relationships too, you know?
And just from what I was around for, I mean, we got caught in so many shootouts. We go to block parties, and next thing you know, so everybody ran to the back to the block and did the same thing. No matter what block you were from, you ran back to the block, and the first thing you did was like, check to see if you're bleeding.
Make sure you're not hit. You know?
It was just like, am I hit? Am I hit? No, you're good. You're good. You know, you're good. All right. I'm like, oh shit, fuck, you know. But I had a divine intervention as a kid. I was about maybe 17 years old.
Okay.
Listening to a Walkman. I'm crossing from one corner to the next. On the next block over is my house. So I'm walking. There's my friend. There's a chiropractor. My friend John lives on top of it. There's a little house there, a small little 3-4 flammy house, the bodega, and a little 1-floor hall. Big fucking brick wall. It's just a 1-floor hall, but all the black, all the black Baptists used to go to. It was a church there. We used to go there to pick up all the black girls because they used to get dressed up. They were fucking cute. Yeah. I'm sorry, the girls in the hood, they look nice too, but these girls had values, and these were keepers. Like that's the sisters you keep. They cook.
Yeah, these are the ones you bring home to mom. Yeah.
You know, we used to go over there, and their dad be looking at it like, get these little fucking wetbacks away from my kid.
Stay away from my daughter.
You know, hold on a second. My phone is bugging out. My dog is crying. I don't know if you can hear him. He's squeaking.
I can still see and hear you good. Yeah, I can still see and hear everything good. Yeah.
He's squeaking back there. You probably hear somebody. So you know, so anyway, I'm walking up the back listening to music, and my legs start to go really weak. Like bro, to the point that I thought I'm like, am I going paralyzed? Is this what happened? I'm walking, and as I'm walking, because I get to the corner, as I look up to the next corner, because I'm going to the next block, I see a orange Camaro. I'm like, oh, look at that muscle car. But it turns and makes a right, and it comes down my block. As it's approaching me, going down slowly the block, my legs start to shake for no fucking reason. I got the headphones on, and I start to and I can't walk, bro. I felt like something was pushing me down to the ground. So now I'm walking in front of that building, the Baptist place, and that's when this car slows down. They pull out, and they take like 4 shots at me.
Ooh.
To the ground. I already dropped to the ground before they got me, and I didn't know that the car was coming for me. My legs, my body, something was telling me, get the fuck down.
Yeah, that does sound like divine intervention. What else could you call it?
But that's why I was never really religious. I became more spiritual.
Yeah,
because
after
I'm like
that day though,
you know. So yeah, man, that was a scary moment for me, because till this day I don't know who made that attempt.
Right.
Did a lot of fighting, and I will admit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. I never really did anything. Well, let me think about that before I go on. I don't want to I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna do. I don't think I did anything that bad that I deserve to die.
Right. That's pretty extreme. Yeah, that's pretty extreme.
That was weird. You know, that was weird, and it took me a long time to walk to the corner store without. I used to look out.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yo, on the block.
Yeah.
Walk to my door because they all had guns. Walk me to the store and walk me back for like a year. I was like, I don't know to this day.
Yeah.
You know? And I ran home, and I remember one of my boys pulling out a gun. He goes, "Yo, what's going on?" I kept running because I'm thinking they could easily just parked around the corner, got out the car. I don't know what I did, but it is what it is. I'm here. I'm 20 years later.
Yeah.
You know?
And not to say, it's certainly not to knock the extreme metal world or the hardcore world, man. And, you know, regardless of whether this like lines up according to the timeline, you know, if you were doing music at that time or not, but still, you know, the hardcore community is an amazing community, but there certainly is its stories of shows getting wild, you know, violence breaking out or whatever.
Yeah, there were a lot of violence back in days.
Yeah. So it does kind of go hand in hand. Like, although I will say, all in all, from having a lot of guys from the hardcore world on this podcast, though, they are also a very tight-knit community, and they do lift each other up when they're going through difficult times.
That's true. That's one thing I don't think the hardcore community really lost fully. I think sometimes people are a little. Sometimes some people out there who don't deserve. I mean, listen, everybody deserves something. Some people don't really. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even want to. There's a lot of people who are not known in the hardcore scene.
Yeah,
who do a lot for hardcore kids, for their hardcore community, who need help right now. And I've tried to push them, and I'm not getting the response that. But if they were in a band and they were like a little pop, then it was different. But I'm like, but this is hardcore. We all on this. There's no one above each other here.
Right.
You know, we don't do music to be above our fans.
Right.
The only time we're above our fans is when we're on stage, because the stage is higher than theirs.
Right.
You know, we just got a few feet on them just so we can get some good visuals.
Yeah.
That's all it is, you know. And if you want to stage dive, you can get some good height. You know, but I mean, other than that, I never put myself above my fans, because without them, I am shit.
Right.
Nada, you know.
And now, you being a hardcore frontman, are there other frontmen in the hardcore scene, you know, that you may have looked at like from a distance or admired, or maybe even like learned the craft from, or kind of honed your style from?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. First of all, John Joseph and Harley Flanagan. I know they're both, whatever they have, that has nothing to do with that.
Right.
But both of them, even, I mean, that band, even Mackie, the whole band entirely.
Love them.
Just what they brought to the table, and John's energy and Harley's energy, and I know, like, I could definitely do that. I feel what they feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it looked like fun. You know, like,
yeah.
You know, I'll take on the challenge. You know, I've never done that before. But I started playing with little bands here and there, nothing major. Little small bands, nothing really, you know. But a few people in the scene had saw me, and one day I'm in the street, and I ran into Saab, may he rest in peace, from Marauder.
Yep.
I was with this girl, and I wasn't really doing hardcore and things, just bike messenger for weed service, and, you know, hanging out.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, man, you know, Minus is not in the band no more. I'm just why don't you come try out for Marauder?" I'm like, I don't really do music like that, but I'll fuck with it. And that's how I got back into not back into the band, because Saab and Vinny didn't know each other. I introduced them.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out one day, and it was weird because they both asked me the same question in reverse. Saab coming from the hardcore scene, but he loved metal. He loved bands like Paradise Lost, Queensryche,
yeah,
The Cult.
yeah,
You know, he fucking loved The Cult. He loved a lot of that shit. You know, Venom and Celtic Frost. And me too. You know, that was pre-hardcore for us. Like, it wasn't hardcore, but before into hardcore, I was into, you know, Maiden, Motley Crue, Sabbath, Dio, and, you know, Merciful Fate. Then I got into the hardcore when I met people in the underground, and I just started experimenting with the shit. But Saab came up to me, goes, "Yo, Jorge, man," he goes, you know any drummers from the metal scene, like metalhead drummers, but who love hardcore?" Because that wasn't that much of a crossover that back then.
Right, very similar. Yeah.
And I was like, well, I might know somebody. And then later on that night, maybe just not even that long ago, Saab was like not like right next to me, you know, like a few feet from me. Vinny comes up to me. And he goes, "Yo, Jorge, you know any guitar players from the hardcore scene, but they like metal? I want to do." Bro, I'm like, "Hold up, bro. Hold up, yo, Saab, yo, Vinny." They introduced each other and started a run. Now, I should have just started with the band from back then.
Right.
Things probably would have been different, you know. But I came in later on, and things were great. I mean, within 3 months, we had deals on the table.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not a stupid dude. I was never stupid in my life. I'm a very smart person, very wise. I'm not that intelligent. Like, I can read shit and misunderstand shit. I can't read contracts and stuff like that.
Right.
So I mean, like, we had deals, but I know what the fuck, I mean, we signed the one with Century Media. I don't know why,
Right. Well,
know?
because you probably trust to a certain extent that on their end, they know what they're doing.
We
And
had
you're
a
probably
manager that was forcing the issue.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing too good. And he knows
Right.
he wasn't doing too good. He had his own addiction going on,
and he wants his cut. Yeah.
And it was more than just his cut. But I mean, we all later on in life had little problems like that. I went through problems like that, from depression and leading to the next, because I went and tried out for Sepultura, and I came back with no dice, and I just was very
You
hard
went tried out for Sepultura before Derek Green, so in that period of time between Max Cavalera and Derek.
Yeah, I had a very and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna be, and you know what? I never really shared this on the podcast, and I'm gonna share it.
Interesting.
It was one of the reasons why I had a downfall with an addiction.
Yeah.
For depression. I came back, and I just kind of felt like that was like my only opportunity in life to make it, and I just kind of really down on myself for not making it when I thought I had it.
Yeah.
So when I was hanging out in the scene back in days, I kind of knew who Sepultura was before they were really famous.
Oh yeah,
being Latino and knowing,
they were like a big deal. Yeah.
So I used to tell a lot of kids around here and people about Sepultura. People like, what? What? I'm like, all right. So 2 years later, they start making a buzz for themselves.
Yep.
I tell this chick about them. I think she worked for some type of metal management type of shit. She went and sent to get them. And she calls me and she goes, guess who's coming to my house tomorrow? I'm like, who? So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm a big fan of those motherfuckers when nobody even knew who the fuck they were. Like,
Yeah.
So they were in her house. I went up to the Bronx that day, and I said, what's up? They were like I was like the first dude they met. And I'm talking to them in Castellano, Spanish.
Yeah.
They're Portuguese. They can understand my dialect better than I can understand theirs.
Right.
Their English wasn't too good, so it was a little struggle. But I was a skinhead back then.
Yeah.
Right there, like right now.
Yep.
But I was doing the whole skinhead thing. I had my boots and braces and all that. But I loved the band, and me and my other boy would go to their shows. They invite, they'll put us on the guest list. I would go to all their shows, and they did a show with Merciful Fate and Sepultura at Roseland. Max Caballera was drunk. Me and my boy following him around the venue. My crew of skinheads are all in the back. we're not the nice guys. We're the good guys, but we weren't the nice guys. And especially, you know, if a dude had long hair, it was really rough, you know. So Max Cavalera goes by them, all drunk, stumbles a little bit, and shoulder checks one of my boys. He's a big fucker. My whole crew looked like meerkats. You know, they all stand up and look at one direction. And I jumped in. I jumped up, like, yo. I said, and this is what saved him. I was like, yo, he's Latino. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's it. This long haired dude, man. He's like, he's cool, man. He's Latino. And they're like,
yeah. Because at first glance, you know, it is difficult to tell, man. You know, I mean,
yeah. So that saved them, and I'm thinking, you know, years later, I think about, I'm like, damn, man, what the fuck were we? Were we like the Puerto Rican Nazis? Like, you get a pass if you're Latino. You don't gotta be Puerto Rican.
So if Max Cavalera, obviously if Max Cavalera was still in Sepultura during the time of your tryout, there would have been no need for you. But if he had decided to slide over and be a guitar player, you would have had that in the bag. He would have probably remembered that. You saved his life.
Well, the thing was,
or maybe not his life, but certainly saved him from a good ass whooping, probably.
Okay, so since I was doing the whole girlfriend thing and working for the weed service, I would drop into venues, just make a quick little appearance, say what's up to people, and you know, there'd be bands playing, and you know, I say what's up, and everywhere I would go, and Max Cavalera had left Sepultura, but I'm not in touch with music at this time. I don't know nothing that's going on with music right now. You know, I'm like not really doing anything.
You know? Yeah.
I was still, you know, signed to Century Media and all that. People were going around spreading rumors that I was in Sepultura, that I was either going to be in Sepultura, that I was either in Sepultura, or that I was trying. I didn't know any of this. So everywhere I go, people are like, yo, hey, Sepultura. I'm like, what are you talking about? Fuck, I'm from Brooklyn, motherfucker. I'm not from fucking Portugal. I'm in Brazil, like, you know, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I ain't no, I'm in Marauder. What the fuck you talking about? Like, you know. So the rumors got to them in Brazil saying, yo, you know, people saying, I heard you guys picked the guy from Marauder. They're like, who? So they contacted my A&R guy, Borvoy. His name was Borvoy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying it right or something like that. And he put me on a three-way with Andreas.
Yeah, great guitar player.
So I was fuck, man. They call him like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you fucking serious? He goes, yeah, they want to fly you out for 10 days and they'll give you $250 and they fly out for Brazil. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, and I got on the phone with Andreas. I'm like, bro, you don't remember me? I said, remember when you guys came to New York and I was a skinhead dude, the very first motherfucker you met. I went to all your shows, you know, and I was always there watching your back, you know? And he was like, oh, barely.
Yeah.
I took that. Well, I got offended. I'm like,
yeah, barely. Yeah.
Barely. I saved your guitar player from an ass kicking, bro.
Yeah.
And there wasn't shit you're gonna do about it. You can go back and get all the jiu-jitsu fighters you want.
Yeah.
They didn't do nothing, bro.
Yeah.
These guys will just bring back more people.
Yeah. More goons.
You gotta deal with steel toes.
Yeah.
And the SOD. We had this thing called the SOD, and it wasn't the band.
Yeah.
You know, the sock of death. I had the cue ball in it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a lot of that shit, you know, and
yeah.
But I was like, damn, really? I was like, I didn't think much of it, but at first I was like, fucker, you know. I'm like, all right. So I went out there, I tried out, and every time I practiced, they were like inviting more people to come to the studio, and they're like, can we record you? And I was like, psh. I wrote lyrics to the whole album in one night. You know, just ideas. I was just trying not to get. I just wanted to build a rhythm section. I didn't care about the lyrics so much. You know, I'm around to all these songs, and I'm up all night till like 4 or 5 o'clock. So the songs are playing slow from the Walkman starting to die out.
And so, what was the tryout like? Did you feel like during the tryout that you were nailing it because more people were coming to watch?
I thought so too.
Yeah.
So now we take a break, and we're taking a little break, and we're talking, and they go. And somebody says, like, you know, you sound like Phil from Phil Insomno. And I was like, yo, bro, no disrespect, bro, but we don't sound like each other.
Yeah.
You know? And I say, and if anybody sounds like anybody, he sounds like me.
Yeah.
This is my music scene. I was
Yeah.
raised and I came from the underground. I wasn't experimenting and changing my identity and going from thing to thing looking for a payday. Like I'm from this. This is my house.
Yeah.
You know? And then I hear about all his little, rants and little shouts, his little white power bullshit, and how he treats people backstage and stuff. I'm like, he's kind of an asshole. And I'm like, yo, I said something like, and maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I said something like, I heard a lot about what he does and stuff. And if you ever disrespect me, I check him. I don't care how big he is.
Yeah.
I put him in his place. And that's all I said.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, that night they're like, yo, Jorge, you're not what we were looking for. I choked up when he told me that.
Sure.
I wanted to cry.
Especially since you seem to think it was going very well. Yeah.
I cried that whole night. I went back to New York extremely depressed.
Yeah. I
just wanted to just do good by whoever I was with. I mean, she was a girlfriend of mine. She might have been permanent, but I was with her. And I'm a type of person that if you ride by my side and I do good, you eat too. You know what I'm saying?
So you think you didn't land the gig not because of your performance, but because of your personality more so?
Well, I thought it was because of my performance. So I came back very depressed. I felt like,
But obviously it wasn't though, because you said they were bringing more people in to watch you, and it seemed like they were pretty stoked by your performance.
Yeah, but the outcome wasn't what I wanted, so I took it to the heart.
Yeah,
and I went home and I started partying too much.
Yeah,
I didn't even go out. Stood home.
Yeah, I've been there.
The depression got worse and worse, and I started doing other little projects like El Nino, but I was already deep into fucking up. But I was never really that consistent. I never went years. I would go a few months and then struggle for a few months and then fall back. And so went years, and then I went out for like about 3 years, 3 years, 2-3 years. But then it went on for like 8 to 10 years trying to get rid of it.
Right.
But I'm proud of it, bro, because what doesn't kill me made me stronger.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid to say it,
So has it been hard for you? To watch their career? I mean, and I'm certainly not saying that Sepultura after Max Cavalera, I certainly think that they lost a good amount of fans, because there were people that were very pro Max Cavalera and his brother Igor. Once they left the band, there were a lot of people that didn't like Sepultura anymore just based on that. But you obviously watched them have a relatively successful career, though. Was that difficult to do, or did you not really pay attention to what they did?
Well, it was difficult to watch that because and no disrespect to Derek, man. No disrespect. He's
great. Yeah.
He's a great dude, but I am Team Jorge, and I'm always Team Jorge, and I gotta take care of me if I take anybody, and I went through, and I'm tired of dragging myself through the mud when I don't deserve that, and I think I'm very I'm extremely underrated, and even at my age, I can still compete with most of these young dudes, man. I've done so many shows, and I see these young cats like falling apart after 3 or 4 songs. And I'm at my age. That should have been me falling apart after 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah.
And it's not easy for me. I'm not saying it's easy, because after every show, I go about 45 minutes to an hour of really bad compression pain type of sinus type of, I'm like in really bad pain. And it's been like that the last 10 years. So that touring and going every night, going through this really bad, painful shit, it's been bugging me. Like, I don't want to be on stage yelling and
and drop.
I don't want to die like that. I'll die with pussy in my face.
But you do make a good point. Though, man. Like, there are a lot of great legendary hardcore bands out there, man, that are still doing it and doing it a lot better than the younger bands, though, too. Like, like a couple years ago, I saw Sick of It All, Agnostic Front. Those guys are still out there and doing it.
Look at Lou. Lou's a prime example.
Yeah.
That's another dude. I've done some shows with them in their later years, and the 20, in Europe. I did a couple of shows with them here and then some festivals, and I watched them play, and I'm like, So I'm always been very proud to be a Sick of It All fan. They make me a proud fan. They're great dudes. I hate what Lou is going through right now.
Me too. Yeah.
I wish I had more of a spiritual power. I'd go over there and heal that motherfucker right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because out of all people, man, I would take it from him and I run over to another motherfucker, some bands that I know who deserve it. I get all this attention, get all this respect when they don't really deserve it. Yeah. And I go and put it on them. And I hate to say it, but Lou don't deserve that. He deserves better.
A couple of those guys, a couple of those bands that I love went through hard times. I mean, Roger from AF, he has cancer issues too. You know what I mean? Another guy that's, has persevered and thankfully seems to have come out the other side okay, man. And like those guys, like when they hit the stage, man, those guys are still so ferocious though. And they're 40 years into their career, man. And I would say they're playing a lot of the younger guys under the table, not even close.
Yeah, man. It's just it's the hardening, the hardening of the soul and the body, It's we're at the age that we can do this backwards now,
right.
The eyes closed, and that's the glory of being. That's what I enjoy about getting old, and I would never be depressed from getting old because it's just. I'm at this age and I still got all this life. I don't even look old, bro. People.
No, you don't. No.
The other day, he's like, "You're what?" I told him 5. He goes, "Get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "No, I gotta work."
It feels good, but it does feel good when you get it though. Sometimes because I got people that tell me that too. Wow, you got 3 grown kids. I got 6 grandkids too. They're like, "You got 6 grandkids? My God." I mean, I'm 51, but I mean, it does feel nice being a young grandparent though because I can keep up with them.
I kind of wanted to start early. I started late, but it is what. Everybody's life breaks differently.
Yeah.
I took that as a good sign because I see all my friends, they had their kids there and they had them early. So they're able to do shit with their kids, and stuff. And now, like a little later now, I'm at this age, they don't want to do shit with me. I feel awkward.
Right.
And I'm involved in music. Like my son would know that, like that's, it's, my phone is glitching.
Yeah.
But we're in the same music. There's no weirdo shit here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my fans have always been of different ages, and I treat everybody respectfully and the same fucking way, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Except when it comes to dumb shit. Like there's a grown ass man who knows better doing something really stupid at a show, and he deserves a smack. He gonna get that smack.
Yeah.
But if he's a young kid. He just maybe needs a little scare, a little pep talk, and just a little direction. I'm from the streets, man. I don't believe in that bully shit. I've seen too much of it, bro.
Yeah.
And I see my mom get abused. Me and my mom were physically abused by this dude. And we went through a lot of years of this.
Yeah.
It took like a whole fucking precinct of cops to separate us from him. Then we had to go into hiding because we were afraid he'd come.
Yeah, that's scary shit. Yeah.
That's why I've been very aggressive my whole life growing up and seeing. I'm like, this grown ass man right here, he couldn't kill me. He couldn't kill me. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like none of these motherfuckers out here can kill me. That was my attitude. That's why I was able to be
invincible. Yeah.
And I think a lot of things that I didn't really go for in life fell into my lap.
Yeah.
That fell into my lap. Martial arts fell into my lap. And I just ran with it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of this.
Yeah, it's in your life for a reason, so you gotta embrace it. Yeah.
I maybe I could have gone with it. I really wanted to be. My first passion was becoming a fighter.
Yeah.
But I like all the old fighters. Like the Super Football Wallace and the Kathy Long.
Yeah.
The Benedict Ortiz. And the Raymond Decker and Orlando Wheat and all them old guys. And they all have fucked up faces, and I'm like, I don't look like that. I got too many girlfriends right now. I can't look like that right now.
I feel the same way about boxing, man. I mean, boxing is not what it once was, man. Like we're the best fight the best, And I blame technology a little bit for it, but you get a lot of these guys now that just like to bark at each other on Twitter or on Instagram, but they don't actually make the fights happen. It seems like they're more content just arguing and just talking shit. You know?
Yeah, the soap opera aspect is more what they like.
You get a lot more keyboard warriors. Yeah,
they all want to be on some MTV reality show or some shit.
Yeah. But then we don't get the
towards each other but showed no respect in the ring.
Yeah.
Nobody was backing up. The only time they backed up was to wipe the blood off.
Yeah.
Right, get right toe to toe, but let's put our toes together.
Yeah.
And bing, 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 bing. And
some of these fights too, like some of these great fights, man, of guys happening in their prime are just not happening until 3 or 4 years too late. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get a Jake Paul tattoo.
Now that's a guy. Oddly enough, man, that if he calls you up and wants to fight you, you at least are going to gain something financially.
He would fuck me up.
Yeah,
he would fuck me up. He's a big boy and he trains. He got nothing to do with his money, but trains. And I'm sure he's taking enhancements. Enhancements,
and he's obviously got access to all the cutting edge technology stuff and training.
That's all I got. That one. Yeah. 100-pound water bag and that rope.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I hit that with the bag, with the gloves, then I take off the gloves and I just bare knuckle it. Now, if you want to fight a bare knuckle match, I'll fight him. But everything, elbows, knees, I gotta because I'm gonna hit him right in the nutsack, bro. And when he bends, I'm gonna hit him right in his throat. Bah.
Yeah, but what did you think though, man? What was your opinion on his fight with Mike Tyson though? Did that feel kind of staged to you?
It's extremely well. I mean, before he was doing it, it was that KSI kid.
Yeah.
There's a video right before he grew in his beard. He's talking about all that celebrity boxing. He's saying it himself. It's all staged. It's all written. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And, well, he should have just kept his mouth shut and jumped into it. But he jumped into it after saying that, which now people are throwing it in his face. But once again, it's a smart move. I don't knock the dude. I don't like what he's doing to the sport per se, because I love the sport. I love the athleticism of the sport. I love, it's a strategy game, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, God bless him for making money. I can't knock him for that. Look at me. Now, if I could set up a fucking fake fight and fight with somebody and make some money, hell yeah, man. Yo, if somebody out there want to fucking do a fight for fake, want to do some Jake Paul shit, call me up, bro. I want to get all food stamps, bro.
Even if it means you got to lose, even if it means you lose the fight,
bro.
Because obviously Jake Paul writes the scenario.
I'm going to take a 10 count at the weigh-in. I'm going to weigh myself and drop right there.
Because obviously what's going on here, and I think, being an old school guy and remembering the Mike Tyson that I grew up watching, I mean, it's hard to see him take that fucking that bag and fold for this guy though. You know what I mean?
I love Mike, man, but I think there's other people who are just a lot more dangerous than Mike, a lot more earlier on in the earlier years. Fuck, I'm so high. I'm getting my boxes confused.
I don't think he's going to ever fight anybody. I don't think he's ever going to fight anybody again, Jake Paul, that either has not accepted his bribe or somebody he's not willing to beat. I mean, he just doesn't seem like he's going to take those kind of risks. He's always going to get guys that are not experienced or past their prime or somewhere in between.
I saw a thing where I'm not sure, but somebody called it out when he fought Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah.
They said that he did this, that he was in it when he was sorry. He went.
Yeah, he gives you the signal. Apparently, yeah.
Also,
and then it's coming.
And then him and everybody gets knocked out the same way. They all go like, like
they do.
I'm like, wow, not on Rocky. Like,
yeah, it is crazy. Yeah,
more power to him that he's able to do stuff like that. But keep it celebrity boxing. Don't boxers are boxers.
Call it what it is.
They are celebrities, but they're athletes, man. Just keep it. Let's get like the musicians and the rappers to put down their guns and get in the ring and start training and and put the fucking pills away and go in there and handle your beefs with whoever the fuck you gotta handle it.
I love it. Absolutely. Yeah. Why not?
Gloves, and afterwards, whoever loses, loses. You can't be a bitch and your whole entire life because you lost.
Now, I thought 2017, Through My Darkest Infernal, was an awesome album, man. And before I let you out of here, I certainly want to clarify for fans that like what you do in Marauder or Akani, just a kind of capsule version of everything that we've talked about here, man. You're not saying that there won't be new music. It is a never say never thing.
Well, we're gonna produce. I might just throw some EPs and some singles and stuff like that. There's other things that I do want to do, and like I said before, like I don't really hate music like that. I mean, it's 50-50 as part of me. My fault. I should know better, and I should, when things are not looking right, I should kind of back out. But you're never really in this alone, and there's always other people,
right?
But sometimes you do got to think about yourself, because if others are eating and you're not eating, then what's the point? So
that last Akani album,
they want something more. I don't really know what's going on. We haven't really spoke. We're not at bad terms. It's just that, like I said, life takes its course, and they all have kids and marriages and side businesses and actions, and I got to respect that too. And it
really is a never say never thing. Then it may happen, it may not happen.
I think I'm gonna do a few more songs with them. I definitely want to do an EP with Marauder, and I'm looking to do I'm trying to do I want to do like an open, and not necessarily a Marauder EP. I want to do something that's like a fun project.
Okay.
I want to jump on and do an EP of cover songs with other people from other bands.
Okay.
Just like one off, just to fuck around.
Yeah.
And I got groups that I want to cover, man. I got a James Brown song that I want to do. I'm not gonna say what song it is.
Okay.
No, I got a Depeche Mode song that I want to do. I'm not gonna say what it is either. But
so these are ones that you want to do, but when you say cover though, so these would be done in a hardcore style.
Yeah, like Marauder style, but that song.
Yeah.
I even have a song, I don't know if you're familiar with them, called Idols of March.
Hardcore band, right?
No, they're like an old 70s band, like rock.
Okay, so you want to cover them as well. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a fun idea too.
I'll say the song. They only have one fucking song that's worth covering anyway. It's a song, Vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, listen to it. It's really dope, man, because I'm a gearhead. I like cars. I want to do a Marauder video where there's a lot of muscle cars and stuff, and let people know what my passion and I love about stuff. But
so this is more something that you would release probably like on a song by song basis.
Yeah, I just got management. I just went and got management. I can't do this on my own, and I have my job and everything and things. But I am trying to rebuild myself. But I do need help, and I'm trying to build a team of people that I trust and that I love dear and who are good at what they do.
Right.
I have a boy of mine. He used to manage bands and stuff like that. He got into the jewelry business. Is pretty successful. He makes these.
Yeah, that's nice. Beautiful. Yeah.
Fuck, is that heavy as fuck, man.
Yeah, they look it. There's your brass knuckles right there.
Here to come now.
Yeah.
And the guy's got certifications in business and degrees in college, and he's pretty successful. He lives a great, comfortable life, and he's a great dude, and he's got a heart. And he's a trustworthy dude, and I love him. He loves me. We're brothers. We're from different mothers, but he's good at what he does. He managed bands before, but he's a self dude. He does everything by himself. So you got 50 bands. It gets pretty hectic by yourself managing. And doing well. Now he's welding, and he makes all these great fucking graphics on metal with welding. He's phenomenal.
Talented. Yeah.
But he's gonna be helping the band now, so that takes the load off of me. I don't have to start talking to everybody, and I love the internet, but I'm not cut out for it, bro. I lose a lot of business. If 10 people hit me up about shows, I get to 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
and no disrespect to anybody else, but it's just I got a lot going on, man. And
I get it. Sure, I get it, man. Yeah,
I'm getting old and I'm running out of time, and I feel like
I hear you, man.
I have things that I wanted to do with music that I never really ever did.
Yeah, now's the time.
Rock band. I never did my stoner rock band that I'm trying to put together now.
Yeah,
but you know, see what happens.
Hey, listen. I can relatively surely say that it doesn't sound like we've gotten the last of the last of our music fill from you. So
no, I got more left in me. I just don't have the availability like I used to.
It's tough. Yeah,
you know, I got bills and I have a house, bro.
You got to pick your spots a little more.
You know, it's better off having an apartment. Your bills, having this house thing.
I'm a homeowner too. I get it.
Yeah. I just hit hard last week for 2 little pieces of metal, look like 2 nails.
Yeah.
My boy told me they selling fucking Home Depot for $15, $20.
Yeah.
And my heater, they just broke $2,500 on the heater. Plus, I signed like some type of program or some type of contract with them where they've been in business for over 100 years. They're good. But it's $2,500 I don't make.
I know it's tough. Everything falls on you as the homeowner. I know everything. You got no landlord. Got no landlord to call up and say, "Hey, come fix this busted sink." No, it's on you.
Bro, I fix shit at work all day, and I come home and I don't fix the shit at home.
Yeah, we were just commiserating the other morning how we both hated our jobs. I know you texted me and said, "God, I hate my fucking job," and I'm like, "Geez, I hear you too."
I got some stuff that I never finished.
It does. Oh, I know. I got so much stuff around the house that just like becomes like something, and then all of a sudden it just goes just goes dormant for a while. You make a good point. It's just hard to keep up with everything, man. You know what I mean? Like, and there's only so many hours in the day.
And expenses and my salary, it's not working. I'm 55, and I might have to go and start all over again at another job.
It's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
It's not working unless I decide to just go on tour, because I could just. I'm only gonna live once, brother.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna live for a job.
And people are still gonna turn out for Marauder shows.
Yeah, I think I think my conditions are probably gonna change.
Yeah,
you know, I'm older now. I probably won't do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday shows. I'd probably just do Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And still might want a day in between for rest, because it's not easy. Like I used to do, bro, I did 3.5 months straight with no days off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was fine, you know, like, and I've never had issues, but I was consistent. I'm not that consistent anymore, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So
I'll tell you, Jorge, I love talking to you, man. I'm glad we finally nailed it, man. Hey, I'm glad we finally got a chance to do this, man. And it's been a real pleasure getting to meet and talk with you, man.
Honor.
Yeah. And for sure, stay in touch, man. We'll definitely do this again, man.
Yeah, we'll fucking. Hey, if you're ever in New York, man, and there's some boxing shit going on, you come to my house. I got the TV. We cook. My wife's an amazing cook, bro.
Absolutely, I will take you up on it. You might never get rid of me.
Yeah, we got room in the basement. Don't worry about it.
Jorge. Big house. Listen, man, a pleasure, man. Really, thank you so much.
Happy New Year. If I don't see you, bro. Have a safe one, man. Much love to you and family, bro.
Yes, you too, Jorge. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Bro. Good talking to you, my man. Later.
No doubt.
There he goes, folks. The legendary frontman, hardcore frontman, Jorge Rosado. You know him from the legendary Marauder, and of course, the last musical project he was also involved in, AKANI, AKANI, who put out a great album in 2017, Through My Darkest Infernal. Last Marauder album was 2009's God Is I, but Marauder, man, a fucking force. So if you're a hardcore fan, man, I needn't tell you anything. You fucking know, man. And if you don't know Marauder, go check out Marauder. Do yourself a favor, man. Big thank you to Jorge Rosado for spending that time with me, man. A little glitchy in the beginning, but the guy is living on the fucking water there, man. But that everything went very smoothly after he exited out of the room and bumped back in, man. Smooth transmission the rest of the way, and great conversation, great hang with the man himself, Jorge Rosado. Check out AKANI, check out Marauder. Go back, explore the discography. Marauder, man, some fucking monster fucking hardcore albums back in the day, man. And still out there doing it, still out there touring. Been a while, like I said, since any new material, man, but sounds like Jorge has ideas, covers, done in the Marauder style. So we have not seen the last of Jorge Rosado, man. Thank God, man. Guys like that, man. We need him around, man. So big ups to him, man. Thanks for doing it, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I'm going to give myself one more look just because the view is fucking amazing. And of course, let me not forget to add in here, when I need a little help with the Roth quaff, this is where I go, kids. Right there. Get it, love it, use it. Forget about looking this good, because we know with my David Lee Roth genes, it's impossible. I've got that on my side. You don't. So it doesn't matter. You can use all the cans of Aquanet in the world. You ain't looking this good. Hey, don't hate. Congratulate. I've got the genetics on my side. You don't. But hey, we can't all be winners in this world, kids. Sorry. Harsh reality check. So that being said, thank you to Jorge Rosado. Make sure to like and follow PodScum on Facebook. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on this channel. And like I always say when I end these things, remember to take it easy and keep it sleazy.